Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, do these
Good morning,
earphones
James.
make me look fat?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. So welcome back,
You know
everybody.
what, James? I'm
What?
sorry. Your face makes you look fast.
My face makes the headphones look fat?
No, your face, not the headphone.
So we're back, and hey, it's the week of Thanksgiving, and we're going to talk more about Thanksgiving today. In
Yes,
fact,
please.
we're gonna keep talking about Thanksgiving until
Next Christmas.
it's not Thanksgiving anymore. Because we care about you and your holiday, and we want it to
Yeah.
be great. So the good news is I wrote a whole script for today's show.
Oh,
The bad news
wow.
the bad news is I hit delete and it's gone. So we're just gonna have to wing it.
You're just gonna have to trust you.
Yeah, just trust me. I say
So,
that to people all the time right before really bad things happen.
oh, big advice.
So we're going to talk
Oh,
about Thanksgiving. We started talking about Thanksgiving last week. And as we mentioned, there's a lot of stories about how it began, and most of them are
true.
kind of true.
Fake.
You know,
But we're gonna also do some cooking and
but I figure whatever bad things we did to the Native Americans, I think we made up for it, don't you, by naming lots of cities and sports teams after them?
yeah, they're very happy about it. They lost the whole country, but they have names somewhere. That's good.
Do you know there's a football team that used to be called the Washington Redskins, and people have
Right.
been clamoring for years about what
Right.
a racist name that is, and they claim no, it's a term of respect.
Right.
No, it's not. So now they've taken the name away, but they haven't been able to come up with a new name. So now they're known as the Washington Football Team, and
That's good.
no one says Redskins. It's
They
very
have to,
funny.
so they have to pick a color of skin, is that it? Any
Yeah,
color?
apparently they have to pick a new color.
Okay, so good.
So
For me, so we're gonna talk about. So we're basically gonna answer questions about Thanksgiving. People want to know about like few techniques and tips and tricks. Probably,
yes.
I will show how to make a good sweet potato puree. Basically, the sweet potato puree should be blended with a bunch of stuff with it because just sweet potato. Lots of people also put honey and maple syrup, and I think there's too much sweet always everywhere, and that needs to kind of be reduced. So I can show you that in a minute, and I'm gonna make also some Brussels sprouts with Parmesan cheese and balsamic vinegar. All this in the oven, very easy.
Well, I have a quick question from a well, it's probably not a viewer. It's from an old student, a very old student, and they wanted to know why are they called Brussels sprouts? Is it really named after the city of Brussels?
Well, it has
And
to be something. Yeah,
the answer is yes. The answer is yes.
yeah.
No, they were believed to have been cultivated back in the 16th century in Belgium.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't call them Belgian sprouts. I don't know why they focused on Brussels, but I like Brussels. Brussels is a
It
great
sounds
city. Have
better.
you ever been there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful city.
I
I
had a
love
friend.
the main square. The Grand Place is just so beautiful, and
I had a bunch of friends in Brussels, and we used to take the TGV
oh yeah,
and get there in what is that, 1 hour or something really crazy. So I would go at night. We'd go in the evening, go spend the night in Brussels because my friend had the restaurant, and then he had a club. So and we'd come back in the train in the morning.
oh yeah.
45. It was super short. It was really cool.
You know, the first time I ever went to Paris, or France for that matter, we got a really cheap flight from New York to Brussels. So my girlfriend and I flew to Brussels and then took the train down to Paris, which was actually a great way.
Oh yeah,
It's great to enter Paris on a train.
yeah.
I've tried walking into Paris, and it's further than you think.
Especially when you're in there, Paris is
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
We used to travel. We used to walk around Paris with some of my friends after the clubs, like at 4 o'clock in the morning or something,
Uh-huh.
because there was a lot of in Paris. There was a time I forgot the day. There was a day, I think it was Wednesday or something, where people would put that thing in the street that they don't want anymore. and you find some like crazy stuff. It was not. There was no garbage. It was incredible stuff. People would put on Wednesday outside so people to pick up. So we travel with the car, try to see what was going on. A lot of people do that, and you end up with some amazing stuff. It was crazy.
Wow.
And every morning you have like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning after the club, people would cruise and find like really amazing stuff. Yeah, it was cool.
That's hilarious. Is that where you got your outfit?
Look what I got.
You got that on the streets of Paris at 4 a.m?
It was baby when I got it like 10 years ago. But look.
That's awesome. Is that celery or is that a cardoon?
Celery. It's a celery.
Wow.
It's crazy, huh? So
somebody forgot to pick it, I guess.
So I like to find celery. Just by the way, guys, when you find celery like that, you must understand something. Leaves are phenomenal amount of vitamin C. So if you have the luck of finding leaves on parsley, any parsley doesn't have to be that big. Keep that, make a pesto right away. Chop it, make it in a salad. Those leaves are incredibly full of vitamin C and tons of nutrients. Just keep that in mind. It's rare to find. Today I'm going to do something else with it.
I've heard they taste like chervil.
Chervil? Yeah.
Yeah. People always say chervil tastes like celery. I'm wondering if celery leaves taste like chervil.
It's the same family.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, same family. It's all carrot family, actually.
The carrot family, no kidding.
Yeah, that's carrot family. That's the celery, the cilantro, the dill, the cumin, all this is carrot. And all the other ones are the herb that smells are the mint. All the other ones.
Oh, really? Huh.
What do you know? Those are umbelliferae. They lay like this, like an umbrella. So that's how you recognize it.
Interesting. Very interesting. See, hopefully, I always learn something when I watch this show.
Chef, hopefully I'm right this time. So,
fact checkers. Can we get the fact checkers in here?
All right.
Sorry, the fact checkers are all busy checking the facts of all the politicians, so they don't have time for us. Anyway, I have another question. It's about turkey.
Chef, why don't I start those? I need to bake those first.
Okay, you go ahead.
There's nothing to do, just bake those. So I'm going to make a sweet potato bake. But first of all, I just don't want to put only sweet potato. I want to mix it. Sweet potato is very sweet in the end. And a lot of people, they put the sweet potato and they add maple syrup or honey. And I think that's way too much. In personal, I think it's way too much sugar there. We're just going to pre-bake those so we can mash them. And all I need to do, I need to mix some parsnip, which is has a very interesting flavor. This is a sweet one. And I can put some regular potatoes to attenuate on the sweetness. So I'm going to mix those three. That's going to be And all I need to do to bake them, I need to cut them in slices. That would be about the same. So I'm going to get this guy in two. So this is where you need to understand how to cut this dangerous stuff. This is dangerous. So if I go like this and I force, look at what it looks like.
Yeah.
Very bad idea. Really bad idea.
Yeah.
So I'm going to portion that so I don't make a mess. So this is a big one. Let's cut it in two first.
Maybe you could use a samurai sword and just hit it from a distance.
I could. So you go like this and just don't force. No forcing. That knife, just keep that hand here and roll that. And look, that's all you need to do. I'm not even forcing on the knife. Just one finger. Okay? All right, cool. Now I'm going to cut it in two because I want it to bake skin down. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm in there, right? And before I force down, my hand needs to go right here. Okay? I'm in there. If I force like this, it's going to be a big mistake. But if I force like this and I hold it, I can't really hurt myself because I'm forcing, I'm holding that, you see?
See, that's the mistake I always make. I put my hand underneath the blade.
Like this?
It's always been bad. Yeah,
no, it's not a good idea. Okay, same with the other guy.
That's why I look like this today.
You always look like this. You know, they don't grow right away. This one, boom. And same. This one is too small, so I'm going to make it whole. and then peel them later. All right, so I have my oven ready. All I need to do is just like this. This is, and then they're gonna bake. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna put them out as they are ready.
No fat?
Okay? Little oil. And for that, I'm just gonna use my hand. Now remember, I'm gonna peel those after anyway, so this is just to give you flavor, okay? There's not a lot, just to give you a nice flavor on it.
That's just like what you did with those girls at the beach and got in all that trouble, remember?
With the oil?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But there must have been a good story.
They just didn't know you.
Yeah, don't come behind people at the beach and start to put oil on them unless you've been introduced, right? All right, chef, I'm going to put those in the oven at 400 degrees and wait until they're done, and then we can process them later. As you explain the turkey, I'll do the Brussels sprout also.
Okay.
Brussels sprout takes really, really short time, so we're not going to. Okay.
All right, well, somebody asked about brining, and they want to know, is it brining? Is it really worth it? Does it really make a difference?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
I think it does. I think it does, especially for the breast.
Next question. No, I tell you why it's important to brine.
The breast is the thing that dries out the quickest. So
yeah. All right. How the brine works. The wet brine works like this. You have a solution with salt and sugar and flavor. So I'm going to brine, for example, my turkey into a solution with salt and sugar, water, and then a bunch of herbs. And I'm gonna I brine my turkey breast last time for 2 days.
Wow.
That turkey I seared for 3-4 minutes, or maybe 4 minutes. I went into the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. It was done. It was super good, extremely tender.
This is just the breast. This is just the turkey
breast.
No,
I'm serious. It was insane. Then I kept it in the fridge. Then the day after, I cut a piece, to eat cold like this. Mm-hmm. It was super moist and really incredible. So the brine works on meat that is not fat. So the less fat you have in your meat, 18 hours for Michael. Yeah. Good morning, Michael.
You are not even watching 18 hours. Oh. 18 hours. Oh, for the brine.
18 hours, good. Yep. Yeah. I did 24 hours, and actually I did one where I actually forgot it, and I left it for more than 2 days, so more than 24 hours. But I tell you something, it was so tender, it's just incredible. So again, I have a recipe for the brine. It's pretty easy. It's a sugar and salt and a lot of herbs. And you put that in hot water, let all this dissolve, then put ice, then put your turkey in it. And actually, I'm going to show you what I do with I'm brining a leg. When you brine meat, you are injecting about 15 to 20% moisture into the meat. That means when you cook it when you sear or whatever, you have a much more leeway of moisture to lose before you get it dry. Really important, okay? So all I did is sear my turkey breast. It took like 12 minutes. I put some white wine. I put it in the oven, 12 minutes, done. Keep a little wine in the bottom of the pan. No lid, nothing. Really, seriously, just like that. It was really cool.
That's great. Yeah, I sometimes will put some apple cider in the vinegar or in the brine too.
Yeah, apple cider. That's a great one also. Yes, that's actually a really good one.
But I've never heated it. I've never used hot water for the brine. First.
I do hot water to dissolve everything and to capture the
That's a good idea.
The herbs. So you're boiling water on it.
That's a great idea.
You add ice after 10 minutes just to cool it so the turkey doesn't cook.
Right.
but that's it.
One year I actually bought a igloo cooler
Yeah,
just for the purpose of brining a turkey, because there's no place to put it in the refrigerator. So I just we put it in a bag. We get those big bags to brine the turkey in.
yeah,
Put the brine in there, shake it up,
those are good actually.
and then
Yeah,
I just bury it in ice in the cooler and cover it up
yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
let it
yeah.
sit in the kitchen. And I add ice if necessary. But usually we've only brined it overnight. I may try doing it longer next time. We're not cooking turkey this year, but
Oh yeah.
we're cooking quail.
Let me
As soon as I shoot a few, we're gonna have them for dinner. It's funny though, I don't see a lot of quail around my house, so we might
anymore.
we might be eating crow instead. I'm not sure. See a lot of
I,
crows. I hate to shoot the crows though, because they're so dang smart. They're really smart birds.
Let me show you what I've done. Where's my? Oh. That is my breast. That is been seared first for a few minutes, and that's it. Just you see that?
Yeah.
That's it. And then that pan goes. I put maybe a couple of tablespoons of wine in the bottom right here, and that goes in the oven just like that. No cover, no nothing.
So you sear it first, then put some wine in, put it in the oven.
The oven for I don't know. This was maybe 10, maybe 12 minutes. It was really fast.
Wow.
It's really fast.
Is that
Then
the thigh? Is that the thigh
wait.
there too?
No, no, no. The thighs, I'm still marinated. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. But this, you has to rest after when it comes out of the oven. It has to rest in the pan just like that for about 7 minutes without touching it. It's always about the resting. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Well, that
Good.
looks delicious. That looks delicious.
It's great. Huh? I mean, that was super easy. I mean, really, really, really easy. It's the easiest dish. Let me get my thigh. I'm going to show you. It looks like. Meanwhile, you can just.
And that's a great thing to do anytime. I mean, you don't have to wait for Thanksgiving to cook a turkey breast like that, because they're great to have around. You slice them up for sandwiches. You can put them in a salad. They're great just on top of a green salad.
Exactly. It's a really good protein. It's fantastic to have. You should do that. I do that regularly, anyways, to make sandwiches to my boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Or if you're like me, you just eat it cold right out of the refrigerator. But
yeah, right.
Most people are more civilized than that, and they would let it come up to room temperature. But
yeah, that's my turkey thigh that I bought, and I don't know how to cook it yet because I haven't done it. This is marinating for 2 days.
You sure that's not a pork leg? Looks pretty big.
That's more like a cow's leg.
Did you read the label?
No. Okay.
Did you actually see it attached to an animal? Or are you just taking someone's word for it?
Yeah, that was a. See? So that's my leg.
Oh, nice.
It's doing its thing, right? It's ready. It's all ready to go. Yep. So I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to actually maybe do it tomorrow or something. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it in the brine. The thigh is pretty, even though there's more fat, it's going to benefit because lots of protein. And by the way, guys, I don't normally brine thighs. I did it because I wanted to see if it's improved. You really brine big stuff. For example, you don't brine a pork tenderloin.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because it's too tender. Yeah, it's a waste of time and everything. But you're gonna brine the pork loin, or the turkey breast, or the chicken breast. Sometimes they can be brined, yes, but not the thigh. You see what I mean? No steak. You can't brine the steak. That's stupid. All right, I'm gonna put that back in the fridge.
What about pork chops?
Yes.
Yeah. I always brine pork chops.
Pork chop is great. So a brine is a water-based brine, not an oil brine. We're not doing an oiled marinade, right?
Right. So according to Michael, Mexico uses turkeys often. For what? For Thanksgiving? Mexico uses turkeys
So I don't know.
for tacos.
We use goose in France
Yeah.
for Christmas.
I've never cooked a goose, but I love goose.
It's a little more complex. There's a lot of fat and it can get tough.
Yeah. I've had my goose cooked a few times, but
Oh yeah.
we used to go to a restaurant in New York on Christmas Day that served goose. They had always had roast goose. It was this German restaurant up in Yorkville where I lived for a while in this old German neighborhood. And because I was in retail, Christmas was just a day off and I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to work. So we would make things, little snacks at home all day, but then we would go to this German restaurant and eat roast goose. It was so good.
Oh wow. Yeah. Sorry guys, I made a mess. That's why I'm sorry. My sink is over there. Well, because I have brine on my table. I don't want to keep brine on my table because. Right?
That would be bad.
Sorry guys. Give me 1 second. Give me that table already.
Yeah, we used to either go to the German restaurant or we would go to this Hungarian restaurant that was also really good. And they were, for some reason, were open Christmas night. And that was one of those old-timey places where they actually had the guys strolling around the room playing violin. And
oh, wow.
And they had this delicious, really hearty red Hungarian wine that was called Bull's Blood or something. And it was great. It was great.
Michael, they don't have chicken in Mexico. What?
What?
Okay, I think Michael is drunk.
I think Michael needs to visit Mexico.
Oh my God!
They didn't have chickens before before the explorers came.
I bet he meant they don't have children.
I think they have lots of children in Mexico. They like children down there.
And I will show you also how to make Brussels sprouts, because Brussels sprout is extremely fast.
Yeah.
It takes 7 minutes, and there's a great way to do it. I'm going to show you in a few minutes. So let's go with our questions, James, that you have.
Do you buy them on the stalk? Do you buy the Brussels sprouts on the stalk? You ever get them that way? All the time it's turkeys. I believe you, Michael.
Yep.
Michael's talking turkey. All the time it's turkeys. I did not know that. That's interesting. I know they eat a lot of chicken down there, but
yeah, right.
I like chicken better than turkey usually, but that turkey breast, they are bigger. They are certainly bigger.
Yeah, of course.
That breast you just showed looked pretty darn tasty, but
it was not even that big. It was one breast. I cut in two in the middle. I seared all sides. Seriously, it was the easiest dish, and I knew it was easy because I've done it before. But it's been a while, and man, it was so quick in the oven. Because I brine it for 2 days instead of 1 day, which I forgot the brine. I was surprised of how tender it was, and it's all flavor. You cannot put any more salt when you cook that turkey, though. No more salt, none, zero.
Right.
It's perfectly brine. It's perfectly flavored. Seriously, it was pretty.
Yeah. So let's talk about stuffing. One of the questions was, what's your favorite stuffing? What do you do for stuffing? And we call it stuffing because we used to stuff it in the bird. And of course, nobody does that anymore because it's a stupid idea. So we also call it dressing or whatever. But we make a really delicious one. We're not doing it this year. Again, we're doing a very simplified Thanksgiving, but usually Sydney will make a cornbread the night before. She'll make a whole pan of cornbread. And then the next day, I chop up a whole bunch of celery, sometimes leek, onion, throw in a bunch of sage, and I cook a bunch of sweet Italian sausages. and then cool those off, and then cut those up into little pieces. Mix that all together, break up the cornbread, and just mix it up in a bowl and just get it all together.
Yeah.
And then I put it in a baking dish, and it just goes in the oven along with the turkey, and it's fantastico. And we also, after we put it all in the pan, actually when it's still in the bowl, we add a little chicken stock or turkey stock if we make it ahead. But usually we don't have turkey stock until after we cook the turkey. So we'll take a little stock and mix that in with the dressing and then put it in there. And then the other thing we do is while the turkey is roasting, because we
Chef,
usually
I'm gonna cut while you talk. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna cut my Brussels sprout. Just keep going.
Okay. So while we're roasting, because we usually do a whole turkey, so while we're roasting the turkey, we're basting it continually every 15, 20 minutes.
Ah, yeah, nice.
So when we do that, we also kind of baste the dressing a little bit. So it's sort of the same result of cooking it in the turkey, but the turkey cooks much faster. It's all much better, but it's really, really good.
Right.
We never have enough. I've taken to making so much dressing, and mainly because I like to have it left over. I like it the next day with all the other leftovers, with the turkey and the dressing.
Well, that's the idea. You're
cranberry
for
sauce.
Hours, you make more, man. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So for the Brussels sprout, I'm just cleaning the old leaves because that's going to be tough. Just get rid of this old stuff. Keep some of the root. Keep that into, and the trick here, really important, guys, is to see that little whatever root. You have to always dent that, make a hole in there.
Yeah.
Okay, all of them. So that means they'll cook really nice. Cool. I'm gonna do all of them. Yes.
I used to roast them whole, and so I would go through each one, and I'd make a little cross cut in the bottom, which is basically the same thing. And then I got the brilliant idea that hey, I could just cut these in half, and that would be a lot
faster. Well, when you cook them in half, I'm going to show you how to bake them.
Well, I think they're easier to eat if they're cooked and cut in half too. They're more of a
they cook really
bite size.
fast.
Yeah.
And you can't mess them up. It's really easy to do. So I'll show you after. Don't worry. So for my stuffing, I use chestnuts, pears, and roasted chestnuts are really good. They're expensive. They're expensive, but man, it's so good. It's pretty amazing stuff. So you can put whatever you want. You can do a ham, cornbread. You can mix your cornbread in there. You don't even have to do the cornbread in advance, chef, right? I mean, it's better though, right? Yeah.
It's just one less thing to do on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
I mean, cornbread's so easy to make, but it's a thing to do, and it's better just to mix it, bake it, have it done. It sits out. It's all ready to go the next morning.
Yeah. All right, so I'm done here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a bunch of oil. This one is weird. I'm going to cut those. Finish that.
Hey, don't make the Brussels sprout feel bad. Don't shame it.
Don't shave.
Don't shame it. It's not weird.
All right.
It's just different.
Okay.
When I was a kid, the only time I ever saw Brussels sprouts was when people would take them and they would boil the hell out of them.
Oh my God, I know. Damn.
And then they would just they were gross. All my childhood, I thought Brussels sprouts were the grossest thing that had ever been created.
And you know why, by the way? Okay, let me tell you. This is my garbage. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff. This you can fry to make little things that are fun. Okay, I'm not going to do that today, but you can fry them if you want to. Okay, this is garbage though, compost, let's say. All right, when you overcook any cabbage, you lose it.
Yeah.
When you overcook the cabbage, what's happening is the sulfur that's contained into the cells are gone in the air. You can actually smell them. That means what you're eating is not very healthy. There's not much left in there. So you're eating something that's completely devoid of nutrients. which sucks because Brussels sprouts are phenomenal food.
Right.
So you want to cook them like today. I'm gonna show exactly how to cook them because it's really like fast, and they're gonna be perfect. But you have to go really high temperature. So my oven is at 400. I'm gonna raise it to 425. My other veggies are fine. So I'm gonna go to 425. I have a tray with parchment paper. I don't put foil in my food, only parchment paper. And I'm gonna put some oil in there, a bunch of oil. Be kind of generous on this. Don't be
Yeah.
too, because the more oil, the better it is, and the more oil, the less you're gonna burn that oil, because it's more of it. So it's better for you, less dangerous for your health. And you salt those guys when you're ready to cook, not before. So it's a little light in oil, okay? A little bit. So I'm just gonna add a little more. Okay? When I'm ready to cook, I'll put the salt in. But the way I'm going to put my Brussels sprouts, and I'm going to salt them in the bowl. I'm ready to go because my oven is ready. So I'm going to put a nice, okay, I don't know what that is, teaspoon, half a teaspoon, something. Okay, and now we're going to put them like this.
Very
All
nice.
of them flat, because I want them to steam inside and burn the outside. There you go. That is going to be the perfect cooking. Okay, so here we go. This needs to go in the oven for exactly 5 minutes. 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, meanwhile, I'm going to grate some Parmesan cheese.
Uh-huh.
In 5 minutes, put it out.
I was hoping you were going to do that.
Yeah, put some Parmesan cheese and go back for 2 minutes. Out, bowl, balsamic vinegar, serve immediately. Ready?
Nice.
Oven ready for 25. Boom, go in the oven. 5 minutes exactly.
I used to make those for Thanksgiving and for other dinners, and I have this old French clay baker. It's one of those sort of reddish
I'm going to put a
clay.
timer. I'm going to put a timer. I want to see exactly if we follow the rule. I never do that, but today I want to try.
I used to bake them for longer than that, but we'll see.
No,
But
no,
I
no.
used to bake them whole, so maybe that made a big difference.
Huge difference. That's the thing about yeah. So let me grate some cheese quickly so I can put that right away when it comes out. I have a 5 minutes count. My other vegetables, I have no idea when they're going to come out. It's going to take about 30 to 40 minutes, doesn't matter. The only thing I have to do after that is mash them with the cool stuff, and I'm going to show you a little trick for that. All right, so I'm going to grate some cheese, quick. Always fresh cheese, right?
Oh, but I'll tell you, I used to use this old antique French baker that I have, and I would do a ton of Brussels sprouts, and I would bake them in that, and I did the same thing. I added Parmigiano cheese to it, but then I would take that whole baker and I would just put it out on the table on a trivet, so people would serve right out of the beautiful, beautiful baker. Not that I was a beautiful baker; the baker was beautiful. The baking dish was beautiful.
You're beautiful too, Jeff.
Yeah.
No, really, I've heard someone say that once.
Only on the inside.
Huh?
Not that I've seen it actually, but
you know what they say about me, huh?
What?
I'm very superficial. But it's only on the surface.
Yeah, I think the addition of Parmigiano Reggiano, or you can use other cheeses too, but it has to be a hard grating cheese. You could use Pecorino Romano or something. I like Parmigiano Reggiano. That's my favorite.
That's not the Reggiano. This is the Gran Padano. It's
Yeah.
sweeter. I don't use Parmesan. It's because I need my Parmesan to go in many things, and including salads and raw food. And the Reggiano is a little strong for me. It's a little salty and strong. The Gran Padano is sweet and soft.
Uh-huh.
I can use it for a lot of things. So so I like it.
No, it's great cheese.
For the mashed food, this is why I got my celery. For the mashed potatoes or whatever, a lot of time kids don't like the soft stuff. They don't like soft. The trick is to put crunchy stuff in there.
Ah,
And this is something that's very interesting. I have anyway. I'm following. I'm studying something on psychology and food. And basically, our brain has a intrinsic memory. It has to be noisy when you eat, and that's for a lot of people like that. The crunchy, it's like the bone cracking, or we have something in our mind. And the kids are specifically, because you can see kids don't like mushrooms. I mean, most kids don't like mushroom.
right.
Oysters, anything soft and mushy, they don't like that. They want to crunch. So
That's interesting.
in my sweets, in my purees, I always put some bits of carrots or bits of celery, anything that's crunchy, jicama. So as long as it pops in there, the kids are going to be happy. It has to crunch.
Could you use
And
some walnuts? Some nut?
walnuts, any
Yeah.
nut, anything fun, exactly. But I do not put sweet in my sweet potatoes, guys. This is a big mistake. I know it tastes, it's too sweet.
It
That
gets
sugar is really bad for you when you eat fat with it. Just alleviate that.
it's too sweet. I like sweet potatoes with
Yeah,
nothing but butter.
yeah. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put butter. We're gonna put and we're gonna add the celery, which I'm gonna chop. And for my sweet potatoes, I can start now. And because I have so many leaves, I'm gonna make a kind of a celery salad with all this stuff chopped up, and that's gonna be my mashed with a bunch of cool herbs. So first of all, it's gonna be super nutritive. And I'm just gonna take a little bit, not like crazy.
I just wanted to
Okay.
mention. I just wanted to mention that I don't really believe in psychology. I think it's all in the mind.
Yeah. Which mine? You have to have one.
Oh, you have to have one to begin with?
Yeah. You can't just like pretend. All right. So the leaves are different. I'm gonna chop the leaves later. I'm not gonna chop them now. I'm not using them now. I don't want to destroy the nutrients. Okay. So the leaves are gonna be chopped later. I'm just preparing. Now this can be chopped now. That's gonna save some time. Really small. Really small. It's gonna be fun and crunchy in there. It's gonna be really cool. And again, I will chop those later. Okay.
That's a really skinny celery stalk.
I know, right? If it's
Normally-
too big, that's a good point, chef. That's a good point. So if it's too big, you just
You just slice it up.
slice them up just like that. Ooh, my things are ready. Let me check my Brussels.
Check your Amsterdams while you're in there.
What's that?
Amsterdams? It's another city in Europe.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I missed that.
It's another place where they eat food in Europe.
Okay, Brussels sprouts time.
Nice. Brussels sprouts are increasingly popular these days. I don't think they were as popular years ago. Maybe they were out here. They certainly weren't where I grew up. But like I said, they were all boiled to death.
It's been 5 minutes. I need 1 more minute. One more
Wow.
minute. Good. Then I put the Parmesan and then 2 more. Okay, so 1 more minute.
We're counting. 60, 59, 58.
Okay, while we're waiting, I'm gonna actually put my stuff in there, get them ready for later. The leaves I'm gonna chop later, okay, because I want to preserve the nutrients and the flavors. Basically, they're the same. And I'm gonna put that in a bowl so it's ready to go. I'm gonna get some butter also, because butter is gonna go into the mashed stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And oh, you know what I'm gonna put in the mashed? Look what I got. That's crazy stuff. Baby leeks.
Oh, wow.
That's gonna go into my.
It's like chives.
Yes, but way better.
Wow. I've never seen baby leeks like that. I've
Crazy,
seen
huh?
wild leeks. They're called ramps.
Oh, really?
But even those are bigger than that.
Yeah, I got them at. I went to Montreal Market, Berkeley Bowl, and I got those beautiful
Wow.
baby leeks. It's really small, huh? Look at this.
Nice.
So this is amazing food. It's like an onion, right?
Yeah.
like a green onion, but much better, much better. So I'm going to put that also into my mashed potatoes. So imagine that thing is going to be really, really healthy, right? You
Yeah.
can do that. You cannot do that with leeks. It has to be baby leeks. You see how tender that is,
Yeah.
right? You need to be able to, and it's actually super fragrant. It's incredible. It's sweet, beautiful stuff. Okay. The leeks are not going to be able to. You need to cook them first for about 45 minutes before, if you want to do that.
You could save the bigger leeks for the dressing. Put them in the dressing. They'd be really good with the sausage and the cornbread.
Oh yeah, right.
Because I always saute everything. I saute up all the vegetables before I put it in.
Yes, yes.
I don't cook them quite all the way because it's going to bake in the oven. But you want to just get it started, get the party started, as they say. Push and pull.
What is that? What does that mean?
Is he talking about your cutting technique, or
I don't know.
is that a farming phrase?
I don't know.
How do they do it in Mexico? That's what I want to know.
They do the opposite. All right, my Brussels sprouts ready. And then I'm going to put my cheese. And then we're going to go back 2 minutes and we're done. Yay!
Nice.
Let me just get that thing out of that oven. Yep. Oh, yeah. All right. Getting some color. It's soft in the middle because it's like this, and it's time to harden on the top. It's beautiful. And now it's time for the El Parmesanese.
Very nice.
Okay. Whoa. And 2 more minutes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, Jesus.
I bet that's pretty fragrant already.
Oh my God, it smells so good. I could leave it like, I need to take a picture because it's very important. Go in your oven 2 minutes. Finish it up.
Is that part of the recipe, that at that stage you photograph it?
Yeah. And you have to say, dear Facebook. This is your title. Dear Facebook, I was all lonely in my house and I decided to do the Brussels sprout.
And the Brussels sprouts said cheese.
Done. Beautiful stuff.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So let's see. 3:44, man. Let me see my vegetables. Maybe they're done.
I'm doubting it, but maybe.
Well, I know this. Some of them can be done. I don't know about the potato. The sweet potato may.
Yeah, those bake pretty fast. They're a little bit softer.
No.
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 So can you explain your trick about mashing?
Yeah, actually, the mashing is with this guy.
Aha.
Go slow. Don't go in the machine. Okay. Do not put any starchy vegetable in a food processor. It will liberate the starch by cutting through them, and it will make something very tight, and you're going to see the strings. Can't do that. You have to be gentle and go in there and mash really well, gently, not like this. And then you add your butter, your spices, your herbs. Put some spices also, and then you put a lot of butter or cream or olive oil, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be butter. It can be olive oil. It's pretty good. Could be also coconut oil if you like coconut flavor. But then you have to put sesame seed in there. I mean, whatever. You can do a lot of different things, right?
Yeah. Well, that's good to know because I've never thought to mash potatoes in a blender or a food processor. We have an old antique potato masher, and that's what we always use. It's something Sydney's
nothing more than that. Anything with starch, you need a hand mixer, and you need to take your time. If you have a big batch, just do small batches at a time. Don't do the whole thing. It's too much.
Now, do you add any milk to that?
You can. If you add milk, you need a really good milk because milk is very hard for most people to digest. Cream is also a little bit difficult, so that's why I go for butter. You can also put yogurt, which is more digestible. Cheese is really ideal because cheese is no lactose. The lactose to me is a problem for adult. So if that's the feeling. So milk, unless it's a raw milk, really good, or goat milk, or any of that awesome stuff, then no, I would put butter, cheese, and stuff like this.
We put a little goat milk in ours, in our mashed potatoes. A lot of butter, a little bit of goat milk. It just gives it a little bit of creaminess, I think.
Goat milk is actually easier to digest. So it's still milk, but it's still a little bit better.
That's all we use in this house. I don't really use milk myself. I don't use it in anything, but we always have some here for the little one that is here a couple days a week, and it's all she drinks is goat milk. Come to think of it, she might be a little goat. I'm not sure.
Let me get that Brussels sprouts. Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm ready to eat the Brussels sprout.
Are you sitting down, chef?
I am.
Whoa. Oh yeah. Okay, this is very pretty. And I'm not going to burn it. I'm going to stop right there.
Oh. They're nice and they're starting to get black on the outside. That's perfect.
But don't burn any of that. This is it. You don't need to go further because this will show you how beautiful that Brussels sprout is. Comme ça aussi, comme ça, s'il te plaît.
Very nice.
So,
would you put any cracked black pepper on that to eat them?
In a minute. First of all, I want to put that balsamic very quickly in it. So guys, don't burn them too much. You need to trust me on that. First of all, the cheese is going to be super more healthy. And you get the flavor of that beautiful cheese. I mean, it's expensive, right? And Michael is hungry, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Always use the right tool to do the job, okay?
Yeah. Is that an official Brussels sprout mover?
Yeah, look at the color.
I should have known.
Look, Brussels sprout plain.
Yeah. It's just written in Bulgarian. I didn't recognize it.
Right away, put some balsamic. You don't need a lot. Very little. Just like, I don't know, what is that? A teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. That's all. It's very, again, I'm not crazy on the sweetness, but look how pretty those guys are. Wow.
That is a beautiful dish.
Look at this cheese. Oh my God, this is evil.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Okay, now I'm going to put that on the plate. Let me see if my vegetables. There's someone taking picture. That's why I'm doing it.
Oh.
All right, let's put that into a dish so you can see how pretty that is. In a few minutes, I'm going to put my baked vegetables. Let's get that plate.
That's funny. That's the way I do my Brussels sprouts, except I do about 10 times that amount.
I know. Okay, look at this. That's pretty cool.
Because at our typical Thanksgiving dinners, that would be one portion. Oh, those are beautiful. I'll bet they are delicious.
Look at the cheese. Cheese is perfect.
Yeah.
You won't destroy it. It's super good. You're going to be able to taste it. It's everywhere. It's hard. It's crispy. Beautiful. Done.
And as soon as we install the Taste-O-Vision cameras that we're going to get,
I know.
All our viewers will be able to taste that.
Yeah, but you have to be careful. You can't. There's a lot of things you can't do any longer. When you thought you were by yourself, you know what I mean. Because now they know.
They're going to know you were smoking pot right before the
the
show. See.
Oh my God!
I mean, I don't care. I don't care what you do, but
I don't care what I do. Let me see those vegetables.
Yeah, I hope they're done. I'd like to be able to show everybody.
I'd like to.
And I'd like to eat them.
They are almost done. So this is what's happening here. We have a little bit of time. We have 10 more minutes anyways.
Yeah. All the time in the world.
Here we go. This is done. This is done. There's 3, 4 done. So I'm going to take those out. You guys do that hot. Don't do that. Okay.
It's a good thing you have asbestos fingers.
There's no more nerves. I'm going to go 5 more minutes on these guys. 5 more minutes. I'm going to start processing these guys.
That's interesting that you didn't even cut up the parsnip.
Nah, I'm going to open it with a spoon, empty that middle, put that in the bowl. So now I can put my greens in there because everything is going to go, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to chop my green now. Nice time. Because now vegetables are going to go in. So now it's time to chop all this stuff. And you guys don't have that, you can use parsley, of course. Huh?
Right.
Ah, that's so funny.
No one likes that. But see, that's the thing about overcooking them. That's when you get those terrible smells.
Yeah.
Like in my old apartment house in New York, when I would smell cabbage in the hallways, and I knew somebody was boiling cabbage to death. I think Brussels sprouts smell good if you're not overcooking them.
Now, exactly. No, they say they need to smell sweet and like a nice Brussels sprout. The sulfur that you smell is not right. So now I'm going to dig the inside, put some butter in there. And olive oil. Olive oil works also, you know.
Yeah, I like butter, though. I mean, I love olive oil, but for mashed potatoes, I like butter.
I know. So I'm going to put a little butter.
I mean, you could even do both, but
sure.
Why not?
All right, and now just get rid of this. Okay. You have your spoon. And just, you see?
Yep.
Good.
Oh, that cooked beautifully.
Yeah, those sweet potatoes go fast. Okay, just put whatever in there, and then we're gonna start mashing all this. You see? Then you mash all this. For this guy, what you want to do is cut it right in the middle, or peel as much, however you can. So normally, guys, I would wait until it cools, but now I just want to show you. That's why I'm kind of burning myself.
Could you peel the parsnip beforehand?
Yes, but you would lose so much moisture. What's the point?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my moisture because I'm making a puree. This is different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put that in there. Peel as much skin as I can. You see? Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Plus, the skin of the parsnip is always very hard, and it's not good flavor. So it doesn't matter if it's organic or not, just peel it. And you see how cool that is? And you just mash that in there. So your butter is in there already. Don't forget the salt, like now.
Mm-hmm.
Black pepper would go right now. I can put a little cumin in there, but I'm fine, or thyme, or oregano, or whatever, and then mash it up. And get your masher and just go in there, like really.
That's a healthy little dish.
Yeah, I know, right? You see those greens? Oh, I think I gotta go.
Does your masher always make that loud siren noise?
When it's almost ready, yeah, that's my siren. You're good, huh?
Ours never makes that noise. Huh.
Wow. Ooh, that looks good, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Guys, that's pretty cool. And you see now it's super healthy. And I didn't put sugar in there. Enough with the sugar.
Yeah,
Seriously.
you don't need
Guys,
sugar.
you need to start with the sugar. There's
Hey,
way
they
too
don't
much
call
sugar
them.
here.
They don't call them sweet potatoes for nothing.
I know, it's crazy. Right? Now that's going to be a really good one, much better, because you're mixing sweet and a little bit spicy with the parsnip and the potato, which is really cool also. And that's going to give you a good dish. That's gonna look really good in a plate.
If you had a plate.
Try the plate. You know what I'm looking for, huh? Okay.
That is going to look pretty on the plate, though. You're going to have a very nice Thanksgiving dinner table.
I hope so.
For one.
And you can put, you can do, yeah, you can.
Don't break the dishes.
So you know we have more coming, huh? But you
Yep.
see, if you put a lot of greens in there, it's going to be super healthy. And you can put a piece of butter on it.
Perfecto. Very nice.
Woo! There's more stuff that's going to go in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you have potatoes yet, and another quarter
I'm
of
going to put the potato, and I'm going
potato.
to, yeah, and that's going to be a really good meal. I can
Disco. What do you think
Disco.
Mike's trying to tell us? Does he want you to dance?
I think Michael is drunk. I think that's you. Randolph,
Hey,
you are busted. I can trace you.
According to the timer on our show, it's 56:30, so that's late enough to drink, isn't it? That seems pretty late. Well, listen.
Oh yeah, 56. Yeah, 56 hours, very late. Great. So you guys.
Thank you, Chef, for doing that demo. That was beautiful. That all looks really, really good and really, really healthy. We're just about out of time, but we hope everyone has a happy, safe Thanksgiving. See as many people as you can safely. We're going to have a small dinner this year. I think it's going to be 5 of us. And it's funny because we take care of one of my granddaughters 2 days a week. And so on Thursdays, her parents come over and we just have a dinner. So since Thanksgiving's a Thursday, it's just our regular dinner night. So, oh, that's your secret.
You get up at 3? What's going on?
Olivier doesn't go to bed till 3.
That's true. You know that's true, though.
I know.
I work really late.
Yeah. That's why I don't call you before 11 in the morning.
I wake up. I try to wake up around 9:30 or 10. But I do go to bed late. I have a lot of work. But it's good. It's my time.
Yeah.
What is he doing at 3? Why? We need to talk to Michael Charles Randolph.
Is he a baker? The only people I know that get up at 3. Huh?
I think Michael he rides horses, or it's the other way around or something.
The only people I know that get up that early are bakers.
Right.
I used to do that.
Baker or horse riding. Well, we'll never know the answer. That's okay.
Well, maybe we don't want to know what he's doing at 3 o'clock in the morning. Maybe it's a nefarious deed and we shouldn't even ask. But anyway, Thanksgiving's here. We'll be back after Thanksgiving. We will probably be out of our food coma by then. And we'll be back next Monday. Ooh, those look good. What else is on there? Oh, that's just the spots where the other ones were. We've lost your volume. Just do sign language. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week, and we're going to have some exciting guests in December, and we'll be back. So thank you. Have a great holiday.